Hello, everybody. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
And you are either watching or listening to Greynoise.
Yay!
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 162 of Greynoise, the podcast where if we're live, we are playing to an audience. If we're not, we're still playing to an audience of two. It just seems very quiet tonight.
Woo!
Or not. Hey there.
We have a huge audience.
We have a great, huge audience.
It's a very big audience.
All right, guys. So it is Friday night at 7:30 p.m. So as always, audience or not, or a couple in the audience or not, we are still here at the Sin Shop Hackerspace in Vegas. It's 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Don't let Henderson fool you. It's still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace. Go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Go to meetup.com/sinshop for information on what we do here. I had one person at Lockpick last week, which is pretty cool. We busted open a parking meter. No, it wasn't.
It was not.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Were you not there?
I wasn't.
Man, you promised.
I did not.
Anyway, for more information on us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.SE. That's just one G. I just stuttered. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? What's your week like?
Dude, my week was fun.
Oh, let's hear about it.
I mean, it was just a hardware failure stuff, and
Oh, that's right. You had fires to put out.
yeah, it was fun. Had some help though. It's great.
Okay.
I had a conversation on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
What was this
I
conversation?
don't think the rest of them.
I
I don't think you told me.
I had a conversation with my dearest mother on Tuesday.
Okay, I definitely don't know
Did I
this
tell you about this? I don't think I told you.
No,
you
I
didn't
was
tell me
thinking you were
about
talking about the data center story.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Is that not good for
No.
podcast ears?
No. So I had a conversation with my mother that lasted.
Don't look at me.
It began with like, hey, I got this problem. My computer's running slow. So I remote into it.
Like most conversations, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I look at it, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bore anybody with me troubleshooting my mother's computer. But let me short circuit this by saying I recommended for at least a good half hour that she get a Chromebook. Because I'm tired of fixing her stuff.
You know, here I have another suggestion for you.
Yes?
Only fix shit on Thanksgiving.
Oh, why do you? Okay, well, I'm interested. Why? Is
I'm
that suggestion?
already at my family's houses on Thanksgiving. If they have questions for me,
Yeah, but
Just
so,
ask-
You line up and ask one at a time on Thanksgiving.
That's
after
literally
Thanksgiving?
happened.
wait, yeah.
We're
So
dead.
that's like one
Yeah, no.
one day of tech support
I
for a
don't
year.
got fucking time for all their questions every week.
I'm on your side. Why would you give them more?
Yeah. There's already the preconception that I'm going to be there on Thanksgiving. If you have questions related to tech, ask me then. Other than that, don't fucking call me.
But
So
like,
wait.
your family never texts you with
I
questions.
ignore them.
They don't
I
text.
ignore them.
Well, my dad texts, but everybody else
I
doesn't.
ignore
But
them.
wait a second, though. If
Yeah.
it's February...
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
Like,
You gotta
hey,
wait
my
8
computer's
months before.
fucked. Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna make them wait till?
Yeah, usually.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
cold.
I really would rather not
guys are mean.
have to. It's not that I'm mean. I just don't have time. I don't want to allocate more time
You
to
got
shit I don't want to
going
do.
on.
Look, I work in tech. I don't want to use my weekends on tech.
I do.
You don't gotta sway to me. I know. I'm on your
Yeah,
side.
that's
I'm
fair.
on your side.
Yeah.
No,
But
but
still, it's not that often, though.
Ah.
It's often enough that it's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on.
No, come on.
When was the last time you provided tech support to your family?
Never, because I have a rule.
What's your rule?
Never provide tech support to my family.
That's
I knew that was coming, but I still enjoyed it. I'll show you guys.
I mean,
So
You set me up for it.
I went through all this, and then I remoted. So I was already into her machine. I remoted into it, did all the stuff I had to do, and then just to show her Chrome, I remoted back into the machine that was sitting next to me. So I'm on my Windows machine, all the way back to St. Louis, all the way back here to show her Chrome. I walk through it. I show her, yes, you can have Office on a Chromebook. It's awesome. Blah blah blah.
Wait,
You
now
should
is
get
the
this.
Office like Google Docs or like
No,
Microsoft
it's
Office?
not Microsoft
Fucking Office.
On Google Chrome?
it's in the App
I'll-
Store,
It's
dude.
been
you-
there. It's been there
yes.
for years, dude.
Yes.
People every time I bring up Chromebooks, they're like, "You can't have Office." I'm like, for the last 3 years,
Yes.
you've been able to have Office on a
Yeah.
goddamn Chromebook, dude. I promise you, I do.
It's
When I
like
came-
when you're really good
Oh.
at hardware and you walk into Home Depot and you tell them not to talk to you because you know what you're doing.
All right, Ron Swanson.
Oh, okay. No. I feel what
It's a
what
Ron
Zenify's
Swanson.
saying.
It's a Ron Swanson quote. I know what he's talking about.
Okay, what?
My very first Chromebook, I went to Fry's, right? This is a side story here. It was 2014. I go to Fry's, and I'm like, I want a Chromebook. That guy spent at least 5 minutes trying to talk me out of getting a Chromebook.
What?
Did that?
Just for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, well, you can't run any apps on it. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm like, I know what I want.
I'm like, are you dumb?
Get the fuck out of my way.
All you gotta say is, "You want this commission?"
I think that's about how it ended.
job,
I was like,
Zenify,
I'm
damn.
buying that.
Like it's
Are you
not
selling
yeah,
it or what?
It's not that hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I recently, as of like 4 months ago, went into an RC Willie's to buy a bunch of brand new appliances.
Yeah.
Literally, the first words out of my mouth was, "I am going to spend this much." And then that dude kept it within there. I actually overspent because I wanted a nicer dishwasher, but that wasn't his fault. That was my fault.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So that is about how the conversation ended. I walked
Yeah.
out with the Chromebook. But anyway, my
Yeah.
point is, after all this, I go through this hour and a half long conversation. I remote in. I show her that you can have exactly what you want. I get a call the following day. Yeah, we went to Best Buy and we got an HP and we got Geek Squad, so we don't have to call you. I was like, oh, fuck.
Hey, I'd
You
be
went-
okay
you
with.
went
Well,
too
actually,
far
no.
the
I
other
don't know
way.
if that'd be.
Yeah, but I'm
Much
like, see,
worse.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Though. If you don't support your family, they're gonna get a Geek Squad subscription.
It's not my money. I don't care.
Yeah,
Do whatever
except
you
then
want.
they're gonna like.
Yeah, but
Geek
then
Squad's
when
gonna fuck it
well,
up
yeah,
so
thank you.
much.
When
Wait,
Geek Squad
well-
fucks it up, then they're gonna still call your ass.
Yes.
I guess you should have been dumb and bought Weak Squad. That's not my fault.
Weak Squad.
Weak Squad.
Weak Squad.
You heard
It's
what I
called
said.
Weak
Yeah.
Squad.
You heard what I said. You heard what I said.
You heard what I said.
You heard what I said.
I'm gonna just agree with the alias of Weak Squad.
Wait.
Yeah,
I didn't,
yeah.
I didn't
You
say
only see your family once a year?
No, I mean, well, yeah, for the most part, maybe twice a year.
Where's the second time?
Christmas.
How often do you see your family?
Like every 2 weeks?
Stop it. That's
Really?
way too much.
Well, they all live here.
Stop.
I mean, so do mine.
Oh, that's right.
Yours
Yeah.
live here?
That's
You
way
only
too
see
much.
him once a
dude.
year?
Every
Oh well,
2
no,
weeks?
my dad's
my
in St.
God.
Louis, but I
Oh,
talked
yeah,
to
yeah.
I'm talking about like my grandparents.
So I had a conversation with somebody in the
uncles.
audience earlier about Eastern and Western upbringings, and this is definitely what's going on here. In the East, you have very family-oriented shit. You know,
Yeah.
like we're gonna do this, family dinners and whatnot. And then in the West, it's like fuck
I
family.
mean-
Except you're a Western family. You are not an Eastern family.
No, I was raised with both.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Where'd your
yes, I
family?
was.
Where'd your family grow up?
The Philippines, Hawaii, which is very
That's-
heavily Japanese.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the
Oh,
time.
that's east. That's like
That's-
south of New
Oh, my
York.
God.
That's south of west.
I'm not saying I'm from China. I'm just saying that
That's what you're implying.
No, that's not what I'm implying. I'm saying that there's Eastern values that have come across the Pacific Ocean.
Where did you grow up at?
I was born and raised here.
Where did your mom and dad grow up at?
We're in their respective places.
Which was
What? Oh, God damn it.
You dance divinely.
Your values are imposed on by yourself. You did this to yourself.
But I mean,
Well, okay, I'm sorry that I like my family, assholes. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's got a. I mean,
Yeah, thank you. Say it. Say
Look,
it. I have a
I'm-
point.
you do have a point.
not
I still don't
apologizing.
give a shit.
I'm not apologizing for not wanting to see my family every 2 weeks. That's gross.
That is way too much.
That's gross.
It's
Look.
like cooties.
That's gross.
I don't know about gross.
It's gross. I said it. It's gross. Every 2 weeks? Ugh. I'm not in fucking.
That's a lot.
That's
I would-
a lot. That's
That's a
too
lot
much.
of time allocation.
That's just an estimate.
I can't estimate.
Well, it's better than twice a year.
Try once a year. Try maybe
Yeah,
once a year.
like maybe.
Look, I did
could
not have
have
the
your
same
in-law.
experiences that you guys have had with your families,
I
okay?
mean, none of them were bad. I value my time a lot.
Yeah.
Mike.
You could have your in-laws living with you.
No, that's different.
Oh.
That's very different.
So that's never going to happen.
Yep.
Next.
that is very different.
You're going to any home, anywhere in America, or outside of America.
That's very different.
All right.
Still Community Mike.
You could over-explain every detail that they're dealing with.
I've tried this.
No, that won't work.
Oh, because my family just gets angry and says, "Get out of my face! I'm calling Geek Squad."
Well, see, I wish they did that. I try and over-explain things, and then I just become smarter to them. So I think I need to reverse it and just become dumber.
Actually,
Like,
You could just say, I don't know.
I need to go. Well, see, but then my work ethic ties in that, and I can't do that.
See, I think what he's doing, he's setting up that.
Yeah.
Weak squad.
He's setting up the situation just like, a mother with an 8-year-old at McDonald's asking why.
Yeah. Dude, I had the hardware failure I was talking about this week.
Yeah.
I literally had this. So I never planned to have this experience where there's the child in the car that goes, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" With this hardware failure, I had users walking in like, "Is it up yet?
Christ.
Is it up yet?" Just like text messages. I'm just like, look,
Does it work? No,
I've already
then
told
it's
you
not up yet.
the part is not going to arrive until 9 a.m.
Fuck.
I can't make it materialize.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you have a 3D printer? Get on it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna 3D print a freaking node for a system I don't want to talk about.
I mean, you could. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could with a lot of time.
Wait. Now, were
See,
these the same
a
people
process-
that were coming in to check on the status? Like you explained it to them,
there
and
was
they
a
come back 10
couple
minutes
that
later,
were there was a couple of them that were reoccurring.
and you explained to them that like it's a physical absence of a part.
Yeah, and then when I actually got the part and I unboxed it, literally right when I unboxed it, one of the guys walks by and goes, "Oh man, nice, nerd's working." He literally said that.
Did you fight him? Did you put
Really?
your
Yeah.
dukes up?
Nice nerds work.
But
Meaning
I'm okay
what?
with it. I don't know. I'm okay with it though.
Meaning that you're not actually working, or like what?
No, I was working. I was
but no.
moving
but
RAM.
It's that old IT trope where it's like
We're all just
when you're when nothing's wrong and
Yeah.
they see you, it's like, why are you even here? And when
Yeah.
everything breaks,
Yeah,
they're like,
everything's
why
breaking. Why are you
Oh,
even here?
yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
so why are we here in general at
Yeah,
all?
yeah.
It's that old fucking
exact
trope.
same thing.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
It's like I told you earlier.
It's okay. I got it done.
Of course you would.
I mean,
because you're
hell,
fucking
but-
Zenify. Of course
Right.
you would get it done.
That's true. You have work ethic. It's like a fault.
I mean, I really
Not in a
don't.
bad way, but just like you have this crazy ass work ethic where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get it done, even though,
Everyone's a jackal.
At
things and stuff.
at 3 p.m. on a Friday, maybe I'm there. Maybe
3
I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe not. Who
I
knows?
mean,
It's
gonna
up-
2:55 on any day.
Once
Gone.
Once stand
I know people like that.
stand up is done, I'm like,
One stand up? What's that?
yeah, stand up meeting. Where it's like supposed to be a 5-minute meeting with like a status.
Oh,
Never
I
is.
remember
like
those.
you go over
I remember those.
what you've done or what you're gonna do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Especially
did you just write an email?
no,
Thank you. No,
that's-
I have a coffee mug that says, I just survived another email that could, or another email that could have been a meeting. I just survived a meeting that could have been an email.
No, like I feel like stand-ups are fine if they're performed the way they're supposed to be performed. Like you come in, you go over a quick dissertation of what you've not dissertation that means way longer. A quick 5-minute thing of what you've done and what you're gonna do. Done. That's fine. Like I don't care about that. But longer meetings where it's like, oh, there's other concepts, things I don't care about. That's when the problem comes in.
Yeah. I have.
I feel like Satchel.
What do you have to say?
You don't like.
I'm
stand-up.
going to
You don't like
segue it,
stand-ups.
so say it.
Okay,
Unless I
fine.
segue.
I had a meeting today where we've had 2 meetings over the past 2 weeks, and we laid out everything. Here's what we need you to do this and that and thus and such, which was reinforcing a point that I made months ago. And today they did none of that. And we spent half of an hour-long meeting with them fumbling around trying to figure out like a way to explain it to where they didn't look stupid, and they failed miserably. Just
Sounds like somebody's getting fired.
Someone's getting let
Somebody's
go. No, and they're not going to die.
Well, I mean, who knows?
I mean, they will eventually,
Well,
but not for me.
We can only hope.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to segue really quick.
Do it.
I was going to ask you a question. Something happened this week
To me.
to a conference.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck do you think about this $1,500 iPhone?
Oh.
And what do you think?
Wait, are we going on to new topics then?
Yeah, I'm segueing.
I mean, do you
'Cause we've
wanna-
been-
do you
It's
have
already
something
been
to talk about?
15 minutes on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Why no? Do you have
Well,
something
this
else you
is
wanna
this
talk
isn't a huge topic. This is
Okay,
just
no,
like
no, that's fine. Go ahead.
Actually, it leads into the
It was
one I
still
was
something that happened this week. It's not
Okay.
something-
So,
yeah,
the iPhone X Max base entry price is $1099. The 512 gigabyte ultra beefed up edition is $1449.
Yeah.
$1449. And all I have to say to that is go fuck yourself.
But see, so my question to you is, and my huge concern is Google, is Samsung gonna follow?
We're gonna follow suit. I want to say no, but the answer is probably yes.
And
But
are you still going to buy that
I'll
Pixel
get back
3?
to that in 2 seconds. Community Mike.
It had better do everything that my PC does. Yeah, I mean everything for that
PCs
price.
are
And,
1400
and to counter your speech, I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't do half of what your PC
It's not
does
going to. But that
at
was
all.
the same conversation I had with a colleague today, who actually brought it up to me that it was $1,500. I remember I'd vaguely heard about it, but it was confirmed to me,
Today.
and they said the same thing. The fucking thing better literally be a laptop processing style, but it's not.
So when the conference first started, I was like guaranteed the Max One is going to be $1,500. I was like, and some people thought, oh well, I mean, I might like depending on like what it does. I was like, you can get a decent gaming laptop for $1,500.
Very
you can
decent.
get a decent gaming desktop for
not this
$1,500.
laptop.
Dude,
Not
this
this
one was
laptop.
a grand, and I'm still
Yeah,
I could still live
not
doing
this
it.
laptop, but my other laptop that I usually bring here with all the stickers on.
Oh yeah,
it.
that's a different one.
Yeah, it's a different one. But that one, I spent like $1,900 on it, and it was custom. $1,900, and they want fucking $1,500 for a phone.
For a phone,
Dude.
But their idea is that people are going to start using or are using phones as a replacement for laptops, which they are not. Which they are not, and they probably never will be. But in their minds, like, okay, this does everything your laptop would do. It doesn't. It doesn't.
I'll be
But
convinced.
for the casual consumer,
Yeah.
it does.
I'll be convinced when the phone replaces the laptop when everybody on the fucking airplane stops pulling out the laptop.
The main thing, though, on a plane is the screen size.
And that's why I don't get tablets.
Well, yeah.
Because there's no point between a phone and a laptop where I want that screen size. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. We've talked about this before, I feel like, because you have a tablet. I haven't had a tablet since a Motorola Zoom. The first, not the first Android tablet, but the first one that was like hyped up tablet. I was like, after this one, I was like, I don't care. I don't want to bring another piece of technology on the plane, and I don't.
Dude, I bring so much technology on planes.
No, I don't. I'm a very light packer.
Yeah.
I've got one bag. It's got my laptop. I've got my phone in my pocket at all times, and I've got like whatever clothes I'm gonna wear, and like that's it. I don't bring my laptop out on the plane. It's my phone. If I can't watch it on my phone on the plane, it's like I don't care. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's just phone and switch for me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, switches. Yeah.
It's
Community
completely
Yo,
different.
Doxy, could you do me a favor and like pull the mic closer to you? You're just like sitting there.
My bad. I backed up.
I know.
Community mic.
Community mic.
So if that phone can
The iPhone X Max.
can allow me to install a full normal distro of Linux on it, it's a PC. If it'll allow VTX and allow me to run VMware in multiple images, it's a PC.
Yeah, it's going to do absolutely none of that. None of that.
Not only can any iPhone not do this, no phone can do this. And not that it's like an outrageous want. It's outrageous for people to expect that any phone is going to do this for any amount of time in the considerable future, unless they're specialized phones from like, I forget the Magic Dave mentioned a company a couple of months ago. I can't remember what it is. Community mic.
The Snapdragon one, they're actually
Processor?
they're rolling that out as Windows 10, and it's exactly the same one that I have in my what is this, OnePlus 5T. So it's just a matter of the particular operating system that's limiting you. It's not the actual processor or the actual phone itself.
It's not okay. And beyond that, beyond the limitation of the processor and whatnot, number one, for the casual user, which is what our podcast is aimed at, number one, who cares? Not to be rude, but no one cares about that. No one is
thank
gonna.
you.
No one is gonna load up a separate operating system on their phone to run when Linux desktops or whatever. Almost literally no one. The 0.0002% of the population that's going to do that can find another way to do it.
So wait, how do they justify the price point? Like,
Because people, what do you mean?
Because
People
people
will buy
will
it.
buy it.
I know that, but like,
That's how they justify
I
it.
know, but
That's it.
is there a new sensor? Like,
Okay, so
No.
this actually ties into the thing that I was wanting to bring up about the watch, right? So Apple also released this
watch.
the new watch, right? And it's got not only a pulse reader like almost every Android watch, but it also is the first one to be FDA certified
For heart rate sensor and
for
monitoring
heart
and
rate
whatnot.
sensor, yeah, all that stuff. And it also will detect, I guess, basically when you're having a stroke. So if you have a sudden spike and then you stop moving, it can call the paramedics and all this stuff. And
Tap button. I
How
had
many
a stroke.
false positives
Yeah.
I can fucking have?
well, right. So
mean,
here's where I'm
sex is
going.
a thing.
You come in,
yeah.
or you come in from a jog and throw your watch down on the floor or on the couch or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then
Anyway.
it would probably sense that it's not.
It's got to
on
do
your skin
temperature
anymore.
sensing because
Yeah.
this one does that
Okay.
type of sensing. So like this is passcode locked my watch,
Right.
and when I take it off, it locks itself
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Mine does
Gotcha.
too.
Oh, okay. So here's where I'm going with all that, though. With it seems like, especially since you've got like stroke detection and all this stuff, it seems kind of like the iPhone and Apple in general are kind of gearing more towards an older audience. Just kind of like what Doxy was saying. No one cares about running a Linux distro on your phone. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yes, someone cares, but not enough to sell.
Not
phone
even a
to.
percentile where the marketing team is like, we need to look into this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of what I'm saying. It seems kind of like Apple is kind of a performance level jitterbug almost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's just a phone that your mother can use, but it still has capabilities.
God, I thought. I mean, when the
I
iPhone
thought
X,
$1,000.
when the iPhone X came
Yeah.
out, we all were like, "Fuck, that's a grand.
And then
That's ridiculous."
Guess who followed fucking suit?
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
Pixel 2, fucking $999.
Because I mean, and not that I'm justifying any of this, because I will not pay $1,500 for a phone.
What happens when the Pixel 3 comes out?
Pixels.
if it's $1,500, I won't buy it. And I'm taking a hard stance. And you can ask me that in
All right. This,
Couple months.
it's September 14th.
The Pixel 3 event is October 9th. On October 9th, if it's $1,500, ask me what I'm getting.
Will you dye your hair blonde again if you buy it?
Yep.
Oh!
Got it.
All right, we got another way to get Doxy's hair blonde.
If it's $1,500, I will. If it's $1,500 and I buy it, I
Yeah.
will.
Okay,
But
you
I-
guys
Hold
heard
on,
it.
Wait a
You guys heard
minute.
it
What
here.
if this is that out the door or is that initial price? In other words, if it's $14.99,
If the
If
price,
he
if the-
purchases
if the price,
a
if the
phone.
price is comparable, because I bought my Pixel 2 XL for
Yeah.
$949.
Yeah.
So if it's, I don't want to say above that because
It will be above
even
that.
that's tough.
They will go above.
If it's above $1,300, I'm not going to buy it.
And
We'll
so
see.
Okay.
if he
Wait,
buys
that's,
it,
and that's before or after tax?
Before.
Before tax.
Before
Okay.
tax.
okay, so that's the cost of the phone itself.
If the cost of the phone is $1,300, I'm not going to buy it. If I buy it, I will dye my hair blonde.
if he buys it,
And
I
can you
have
shave
to-
an eyebrow?
Wait,
No.
no,
No.
fuck the eyebrow.
Damn it.
you're
No.
stretching.
Okay, wait a minute.
You get one.
$12.99.
Are you sure we don't want the eyebrow instead?
We didn't make it-
$12.99 and up.
Okay,
I
there we
don't.
go.
I
All
don't
right.
think he's gonna go farther than $1,000.
I'm not
Like a baseline grant.
The $949 was already a stretch.
That
The
and
$949
that's a huge.
That
that was
hurt.
already
Yeah.
a stretch for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and
But I gotta be.
a grand approximately is about not what I want to pay for a phone, but what I will pay for a phone, regardless of its features, because no phone has a feature set great enough to make me want to spend as much as I spend on a computer. No phone,
Yeah, yeah.
bar none.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about photography. I don't care enough about what your processor is because all your processors are essentially the same. Even the redesigned A12 chip and the new iPhone XR, XS, X Max, trash. Not trash. They're great designs. They're great leaps and whatever. Trash.
But they're not $1,400.
I don't
right?
care. They're
Right.
not worth me spending another $500 on your phone at all,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever you want to say.
All right, guys. Pixel 3. I want to see his hair blonde.
No, and like
He's not gonna. I don't think.
I'm
No?
not gonna.
I
do
mean,
it.
I would love it if he dyed his hair blonde again because then this would make this podcast really fucking hilarious. But I really don't think he will. Cause I definitely fucking wouldn't. I
no, no,
really
no.
want Pixel 3. But if that bitch
no,
comes
no.
out
So
at
what would you get
1,500,
as an alternative?
I'm just gonna stick with the V20 until it dies. I plan on buying a Pixel 3.
But-
I do
but-
want
but it-
a new phone.
and you know
but
what?
if it's that price point, it ain't happening.
So if like what would I get, because I do buy a new phone every year. There are a number of other manufacturers that make phones that are comparable to the Pixel 3 and the iPhone X that I just don't consider because the Pixel is such a great phone.
You have the Pixel 2 now, right?
I have the Pixel 2 XL.
Okay.
Like there's Xiaomi, there's excuse me, there's OnePlus 6E is about to come out soon.
And
all
so
these-
I was gonna segue into that. But
Yeah, all these phones are great in their own right, but I just don't consider them because the Pixel is such a great product, and it's by a company that I not trust necessarily, but respect at least. I do respect Google, what they've done and what they are doing. I would go that way 10 times out of 10 until they increase the price to a point that I don't want to pay anymore.
Yeah.
And that goes like I haven't bought an iPhone. The last iPhone I had was the iPhone 4.
I didn't even know you ever owned. I mean, same with me, but I didn't know you ever
because-
owned
Oh
it.
yeah, you had an iPhone 4.
because
forgot
I
about that.
refuse to let someone tell me that like I don't know another phone because I never owned it. So I try out every phone. I do a little bit with every phone because no one's like, oh, well, you've never held this or you don't know, like you haven't worked
Sure,
with it.
yeah,
I'm like,
you haven't worked with the Firefox.
I do. I do. Like I know all phones all the
Yeah.
time, and none of them are worth this price point at all.
What was the one that you had for like? Not it was the Sony something.
Oh, the Sony, the
Oh, the
Xperia
ZTE.
Z3. No, not
Oh,
ZTE.
yeah,
that's
yeah, my bad,
that's
my
a
bad.
different manufacturer. The Sony Xperia Z3, and that was the one I had that I got rid of because I couldn't root it.
Oh,
And I was really pissed off that they wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do with the phone, so I got rid of that. And that only lasted about as long as my job for CCST.
I remember that.
Question for you.
Me.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm getting a lot tonight.
Chaos Most Macho. Which is better? I'm not sure that's entirely exactly a
You were
direct
close.
Transition.
Okay, all right. Which one is better? What would you buy? A Pixel 3, not XL, for $999, or a Pixel 3 XL for
$14.49.
I think you would want the
$13.99.
XL. I don't know if you could.
So-
I couldn't downgrade. the
So
screen
here's
size.
what
I
here's
fucking hate it.
here's the thing with the so with that there is probably a good and clear answer. So with the Pixel 3, the regular Pixel 3, it'll be essentially the Pixel 2 XL. It'll be, and I'm gonna do quotes if you're not watching the podcast. It'll be bezel-less in a sense. It'll have the same camera sensor. It'll have the same or similar batteries. It'll have the same processor and whatnot. So it'll be almost the same, just without the Pixel 3 XL is gonna have the notch as all iPhones and all other fucking phones that do right now. Pixel 3 XL, the Pixel 3 non-XL won't have the notch. So honestly, even without the price point, I might get the Pixel 3 in general
Interesting.
because that notch is annoying as fuck to me.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's a very big
It's
annoyance
the
to me.
Yeah, the one at the
speaker
top of the
notch.
street, yeah.
the
Yeah,
speaker
it's
notch.
that cutout on top of the phone like we're fucking.
Is it a
child.
speaker notch, or do they just do that
No,
on purpose?
it's speaker camera notch.
Yeah, it's like a
because
sensor
because
notch.
Okay.
if you look at other phones that don't have the notch, there's the Xiaomi Mix 3 and there's the
Xiaomi.
Shut your mouth. No. Yes. No. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
I'm just fact-checking
No.
you,
No. Mi Mix 3, and then there's the fuck. I'm blanking on the other one, but they have different designs for phones where the camera either pops out of the top compartment of the phone, so they don't have a bezel in the front, or the entire phone slides up and reveals the camera when you slide it up.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That looked pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I don't like the automatic pop up because that's gonna break. That's gonna get problems. You can't waterproof that. I mean, you can, but as of now, we can't waterproof that. The manual slide ups, though, I'm more interested in. But anyway, yes, no,
You would get the smaller one.
I would get the smaller one. Yeah, yes.
Interesting.
I would
Okay.
get- I would-
Wait,
I
so
would
wait,
get
do
the-
we have to redefine this bet then? Because I want to see him with blonde hair. So
No, if he buys a phone over the price point of $12.99,
$12.99. I'm
Yeah.
dyeing
he's
my hair
dying his
blonde.
fucking hair. If he purchases it, and we're gonna fucking
does this also count for
check
financing?
your receipt.
Does this also count for financing? Like if you finance the phone?
If I
he
buy a
buys
phone
a
that's
phone-
Yeah,
$12.99, whether no matter
Yeah.
how much I put up
Yeah.
front,
Yeah.
I will dye my hair blonde. I don't welch on bets, dude. You should
I
know
know,
this.
I know you don't watch on bets. I'm just making sure it's clearly defined. That way, there's no loopholes. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even give a shit about any loopholes with the last one though.
I just fucking
was
did it. I
Fucking
just did it.
Oculus dropped in price. He fucking did it.
I don't fucking welch on bets, dude. Wait.
That was it, right?
What are you guys gonna do if I win?
Nothing.
There has to be both sides of it. I'm not gonna do it. And
I
no
ain't making a
consequence.
bet. I'm just curious. about it.
We'll go to a bar together. Hey, because we never do that, and I was flaking on
Ooh,
you, so
man.
We
You're going out
all
on a
got
limb
quiet.
there.
We're like, you mean
Fuck.
what?
I'll go outside.
Kind of.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Sup?
okay, you are also in this bet, right?
What? Wait. Okay.
All right. So first you.
Sup?
So if I don't do it, you got to come to the gym with me for a week.
That's fine, dude. I built a home gym. I'm going.
No, you're
4
coming
days
to
a
the
week.
gym with me.
Yeah, that's fine. That would suck because there's people there, but all right.
Dope.
Wait, time out. So if you win, you get 2 for the price of 1?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because everyone's in on the bet.
Because you guys are all
I mean,
against
I
me.
don't know
I got to get something out of
Yeah.
it.
So he gets the hair. I want the eyebrow.
No, you get the hair too.
You get the hair.
You get the hair.
Everybody gets the
He's
hair
dyeing his
against
hair.
him.
He's
Get the
making a permanent, semi-permanent choice, and you guys just have to do something for a night.
Well, hold on.
You gotta come to the gym for a week. That's not terrible.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I mean,
fine.
it's
He hasn't
definitely
given me my
All right,
stipulation.
I get to the end of the podcast to decide your thing.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well,
you're-
Oh,
Oh,
harder
he's
for you.
fucking.
Okay, I do
Is that-
kind of want to segue away from mobile though.
that's
'cause
not true, is it? Is that real?
What?
Fuck, that's tough.
What do you say?
McNutt just posted in our live stream channel.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Is
Yep,
that real?
That's gonna happen.
McNutt posted the $13.99 Pixel XL edition that is Diva themed, and I'm into
Dude, McNutt, did you know that you are my hero?
it. Yeah, I'm fucking into it.
McNutt,
Shit.
I don't care.
It's just a case.
I don't care if it's official and he wants it. Oh,
I mean, we'll see.
Wait, no, it's not. No, no.
Anyway, sorry. Yes. Are there any more questions about the iPhone?
No, there's no more questions. I kind of want to segue though because we've already been going for a half hour, and
Do
I want
it.
to make sure we got to Chen's thing about training from scratch.
Okay.
Fuck, I wanted to do my thing.
Hey, you're gonna get to do your thing. Who's
Okay,
up
so
first?
I'll summarize this really quick. I actually started tutoring 2 individuals who are going to a high school, and this high school has a club. Okay, this high school has a cybersecurity defense club where they're actually learning how to be in a CTF team. So the CTF team, they try out. It's either a premise. I mean, that's pretty much the base story. Okay, so the thing is, now these 2 individuals, like, they show interest in the technology, but they're not coming from it the way we are coming from it. Meaning, like, they didn't just look at something and say, "I can hack that."
Yeah.
Right. They are interested in the club, but it's not like. It's like the hacker mentality has to be cultivated within them. It's not like it's naturally. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody's naturally curious. Everybody's naturally wanting to solve puzzles, right? Or okay, I know you're shaking your hand there a little bit, but normally, like, intelligent human beings are
Yeah.
like they like to solve mysteries. They like to solve puzzles. But to cultivate a hacker mindset, it's
You have to be like a hands-on like tinker.
It's a different thing. So the thing is, and here's where I wanted to kind of open the discussion, right? Like, all of us come from different backgrounds, but it's essentially the same thing where we look at something and we're like, I want to learn that. So we break it down, we break it apart, we reverse engineer it, and then we just learn as we go. Now, this is cultivated along years of just trying it out, right? So, I started like when I was 7 or 8 working with computers. And Doxy, how long have you been working with computers? A while, right? So the question is, okay, if you know that you don't have a lot of time, like, what would your crash
like
course?
on an existential level, or
No. Like, a lot of remember the deadline for this CTF tryout team is like mid to end of October.
Yeah.
And so the topic is training from scratch. So, like, again, if this wasn't just something where you're cultivating for years, just years and years learning all these hacker skills, like,
how do you go about?
Yeah, how would you go about like starting from scratch and just getting them to a level where, like, boom, like I can do the CTF.
That is very dependent upon what field they want to get into.
I think it's time. Well, one, just base level is time and dedication.
Yeah,
like
if you want to jump into like a developer role, we got like a whole different crash course as opposed to if you want to be like a Linux sysadmin or a DevOps engineer or whatever. Like,
well, right. So this is a CTF in the sense of like cybersecurity. So, like, we are talking red team, blue team. This is a little bit of a focused field now. We're not talking about DevOps. We're not talking about sysadmining. However, you do need Linux skills for those types of tasks, right? And so I was talking with these 2, and like what really actually got their interest was the terminal, because they saw Matrix or whatever, and they're like, oh, green,
and then they learn how fucking boring
Did you
it is. So
make
like,
your-
black background, green text.
Is that yours?
What?
Your terminal is green.
Mine's blue and white.
It is on the. It is on my phone, but
okay.
But so they see the black background and the green text, and they're like, oh, I want to do that because I've seen it in the movies. And actually, when I was going through some of these war games that have terminal connections, like where you SSH into a box and then you try to find the password, they got really into that, right? And so they were really engaged into that. And so
into finding the flags.
Yeah, they're into finding the flags for finding the password. So that was really interesting. But I mean, again, my question to you guys is, what would you do to work from the ground up to get them caught up into
like fast?
Dude, yeah, I
pretty
don't know.
quickly?
It's
I know
taken
it's a
me
hard question,
fucking
right?
Years, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard question. It's not just like
I don't think
I
mean, even with enough time and dedication, I still don't know, because they're still studying in a very specific realm of CTFing, finding keys, unlocking
But
the
I mean,
mystery.
I feel like
but
I feel like doing CTFs is such a like an abstract thing. Like there are a lot of specific skills that go into it, and they will help you in
Yeah.
other forms of like Linux system
a lot of times it comes with
administration,
guides,
whatever.
though, too.
But yeah, like it's very specific to what you're doing in the CTF, because like otherwise there are a lot of things that you're going to do in a CTF or other similar challenges that you're not going to use in your day-to-day operations of whatever system you're working on. Rather,
Yeah.
like it's a lot of specialized stuff that you would never go
Right.
back to otherwise.
So this
So I feel like prefacing it off of CTF knowledge is the wrong way to go, because you're going to get a lot of stuff that either you're never going to use again, or that is it's just not good for
Right.
base knowledge.
I get. So yes, there will be a lot of base knowledge kind of
That they're missing.
right?
Yeah.
So the foundation that we're trying to build is it will be a little. I like to use the Swiss cheese
lot of holes.
analogy, right? So you have kind of a foundation, a little soft, and there's holes in it, right? And so for me, like I feel like the certifications that I've been getting are filling in those Swiss cheese gaps, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like you have a deadline, they have interest, they just have no knowledge. Just how do you jumpstart that? Like a defibrillator to their knowledge chest, like boom. You know what I mean? Let's see what Community Mike has to say.
First off, what is the current skill level? And then second off,
Of me, 0.
0. Okay, then I would say anywhere. Start anywhere.
Oh, well,
You have to start somewhere. No, you don't think so?
I mean that's
if you
absolutely
start at
true.
the,
That's absolutely
I
true.
would say if you start in the beginning, anywhere in the beginning, and work out from there, you have to start somewhere.
Starting is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Community
Okay, we
mic.
have another community
We have
mic.
community
Hi,
mic.
I agree with doing something is probably key, but there's actually a curriculum for this. It's called Cyber Patriot. So if you go out and check out Cyber Patriot, there's all sorts of associations and companies that sponsors Cyber Patriot for high school level folks, and they have a full curriculum laid out in order to learn and capture the flag as part of that. So my suggestion is to go out and see if somebody's already developed a curriculum and follow that, because it gives a guidance, and somebody who's hopefully with an education background has thought about it.
But okay. So my only question, as far as the Cyber Patriot program and whatnot, is that's specifically enhancing you with knowledge to perform certain tasks, right? Like as whether it's CTF or some other security-minded
Yeah.
skill. What about the other base knowledge things? Like if you wanted to segue into something that's not security-minded, does this help you get there as well, or is it just one specific focus?
No, it's
Right, no.
it's cyber defense.
It looks like, so I'm looking on Cyber Patriot. It looks like their educational programs are about STEM education.
Yes.
It's not just hacking CTFs and stuff. It's about STEM.
But it's not a hacker. See, that's, I think, a fundamental difference is that this will get them to where they want to go. You know, play with the terminals. I can do this, capture the flag, and that's really cool. But it's not going to give them the hacker open source mentality that a lot of us have. That's a different approach. So what I've noticed in my younger engineers versus my older engineers is my younger engineers need to have things laid out for them. They're not self-initiators on learning things, where the older engineers, like 30 plus, they're all primarily self-initiators. And I think it's because our educational system changed about 20 years ago on how they teach it with the new curriculums.
I would
That's
argue. I would
opinion.
argue against that. I don't think that's true.
Okay, that we all have our opinions.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're saying you don't think it's true that the kids today don't want to?
No, because I am one of those kids today. Like I was in the educational system 20 years ago,
Yeah.
approximately,
Yeah.
and I definitely am a self-starter because I have no formal education.
Well, were you taught to be a self-starter in public education, or did you just do that yourself?
I'm a self-starter because I'm a self-starter. Like,
Right,
it, was,
okay,
it,
so-
wasn't, it wasn't taught to me in public education because public education doesn't teach you to be self-starter.
Right.
That's a thing that you are.
Then you're agreeing to what Muffins is
No,
saying.
he said it's a result of our educational system. Unless I'm mishearing.
No, so-
I'm saying that you are the exception, that people today are taught much more.
Doxy's the exception.
And I would even argue against that.
Yeah.
I would argue against that. I'm the exception because a lot of people that I know and have grown up with, they also. I mean, again, we all grew up in the same educational system, and it's not that we were taught to be self-starters, that we should be go-getters or whatever. It's that and it's not everyone, because I know of the same coin a lot of people who are not self-starters and who choose to let opportunities pass them by, or who don't care enough to get involved in any certain specific thing. But people who are self-starters, and that's like that's not a thing that's taught to you. It's just something you are.
It's even worse than that, because on one hand, so if you are a self-starter, if you are an independent thinker, you will have that beaten out of you by the public education system.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So then you come along and you're like, hey, I want to teach you guys how to be an elite hacksaw. You know, here, Google these things. And they're like, I don't know, you're supposed to tell me what to put on the test. And I put it on the test and then I pass. So, I don't know. You know?
No, absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely. I agree.
definitely an uphill battle then, right?
Community
Community mic.
What about starting with the Linux terminal? How to use it? What's the environment? What's bash?
Well, he was already
What's-
starting with that, right?
Yeah, so
I think that's great, but I think that's I have a big problem, and this is just me. I have a big problem with abstract concepts, and it's hard to get a good foundation when like you're just learning things to learn them with no clear focus. Like if you have no goal, like no end goal in mind, you can learn the terminal absolutely. Like you can learn the commands and like what you should do in the terminal and whatnot. But like if you don't have a clear goal, it's like okay, I learned all this stuff, but like what's the practical use of it? You know?
Yeah.
And that's a problem for me that I have even now working on projects and whatnot. Like I have these projects I work on where I'm like, okay, I get the idea of what I'm working on, but like what's the point?
So here's what you could do is you could say, okay, first of all, guys, I want you to install this game or like find a Linux game or whatever. Just install the game. You know, so then they learn about packages and they learn about directories and blah, 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 blah. You know, or then you could say, okay, I want you to set up a web server, right?
Yes.
You know, so that they have I'm going to get to this point.
A goal, like
They have a goal, exactly.
like it's abstract until it comes together. Like, okay, I see that I did these things to make this work.
Like Mr. Miyagi saying, paint the fence and all that.
right,
Yeah.
and I see what you guys are saying. One thing that I've noticed. So again, I've been doing this for about a month now, actually.
Yeah.
So I started with like web-based war games, and that kind of was okay, but it didn't seem to capture their attention. The terminal actually really captured their attention, and I was like, "Oh, cool, awesome! If it captures your attention, let's go with it."
Start there, yeah.
At least for that point, I'm hoping that you get curious enough to like have that hook into you and like pull you into more education, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now, which is really cool. So they've got that interest. I'm going to cultivate that interest. That's great. It's interesting though to see what motivates them, and what I mean by that is at the beginning of this whole round of sessions, like of tutoring sessions, you see, and they're siblings, so you see them kind of on each side of the table working on their own thing. And they did that by habit, and I don't know if that was made through their education that they're getting in school, where to collaborate is to cheat, right? Like this is like a test taking thing. You have to be over here doing your own thing. So I sat there and I was like, no, guys, all three of us here, we are a CTF team. Like we're a hacking team. So if you discover something and you discover how to do it, you got to share with the group. This is how you did it. This is how we get to the next level. Or, while you're working on that, you're working on that. Okay, and let's communicate and constant communication.
I mean, that's
let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on? What are you learning? What are you discovering? What do you discover about this file? Oh, it's 1,033 bytes, or whatever you need to find in this thing.
Yeah.
So it's interesting too because again, the first week it was very like separate side of the table, and then now we're really starting to get to again the terminals got them hooked. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But then also they are communicating. Oh, I tried this. Oh, I tried that. We're moving. So I've seen some great improvement, like absolutely great improvement. And so I just wanted an opinion on like quicker, like a jump start to getting this.
So what I would say on that is for me, learning any concept needs to build on what came before it. So like when I learned Windows, it was fairly easy because I already knew about DOS. That was a pretty big shift, but whatever. And then so once I knew Windows 3.1, going to Windows 95 is no big deal, going to XP, blah, 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 right? So you're building on what you know. What's great in your particular situation is you've got them hooked on the command line, which is the primary area that they're going to need. So I would just say whenever you find something that they're like, yeah, I like this. I like this part of it. I'm interested in that. Just burrow into that. Be like water.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I can get them curious enough to where they explore on their own, and I told them too, so, we're meeting twice a week. So, I'm like, okay, even when we're not together, because it's twice a week, 2 hours per session, and it's like, okay, even though I'm not here, when you find free time, you got to kind of study this on your own because we do have a deadline. Remember, it's mid-October, end of October. So find things. If you're curious, research. This is going to be a lot of Googling. This is going to be a lot of teamwork. This is going to be a lot of self-study.
You got to give them goals.
Yeah.
You got to give them steps to get there. Like,
Well, so this war game, we're only about, I mean, I'm 10 levels ahead, so I could keep up and not look stupid. But they're at about level 5 on this war game. And for those who don't know, it's the overthewire.org war games. We're working on Bandit, and then there's more than just one. There's like a ton of war games that we can go through. So we're working on the very basic one from overthewire.org. Again, not a plug, but it's a great resource.
Was there a reason you chose Over the Wire versus like something like Hack the Box?
Okay, so yes, hackthebox.eu is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I think you have to hack into the first level, which is cool, right?
But then you also have to use VPNs and your own shells and boxes. Versus I think Over the Wire is more.
It's all their VMs. It's their VPSs out there, or which is cool too. It's just I have to also understand what I'm teaching them, right? I haven't touched hackthebox.eu yet. I will, but I haven't yet. I was kind of familiar with Over the Wire, so I brought them that way. Because remember, I'm a guide. I'm a teacher, so it's not like yes, it's kind of like let's figure this out together, but at the same time, it's like okay, you might want to go down this path.
Well, you definitely have concepts in mind. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it. But yeah, Hack the Box. I've heard was a great resource. I just haven't explored it yet.
Cool. Last question from Community Mike on this topic.
Sure. Yeah, you alluded to it. What if you made it more objective oriented amongst the team, and fostered more of that team? You know what I'm saying? Like get like a checklist of
So I think that's another thing that thank you to your point, but that's another thing that I think captured their interest in the terminal. Yeah. Is that there was teamwork and that and they see on the website we're on level 0 and there's like 25 levels. So we actually have like a stepping ladder. Like you need to get to the next step. We need to get to the next step. So also to your point, Satchel. Right. Yeah. Now we have a goal in mind. Now we have like I don't want to call it an end game, but we have something in mind.
You have a mid game. You have steps to get there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So I know I keep making the segues, but that's because we kind of talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about with the old internet?
It's too in depth right now.
Are you sure?
Let's do it.
I'm positive.
Look, it's not that bad. Come on. I mean, you did go on a 45-minute rant a couple weeks ago, but
no. We're gonna get to it.
Actually, I was fucking told to read the manual on Monday.
Were you really?
Oh, I
was.
Did
you punch him in the goddamn face?
I nearly lost my shit. But aside the point, I'll talk about that later.
Oh man, you're burying the lead, man.
Dude, I was like, I can't believe I was just fucking told to do this. Anyways, is it too in depth? I mean, we have 10 minutes left. Do you just want to do lightning round, or do you want to do your topic?
I mean, we can do it, and we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Discuss.
It's our fucking show. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
I know it's not like there's another radio show on after us.
We got fucking producers watch us like you better wrap it the fuck
up.
We don't got extra ads for your fucking 5 more minutes.
Right.
By the way, we're brought to you by the letter C, as in Chenbox. Anyway. Yeah, shameless plug. All right, go ahead, Doxy.
So and it probably won't be that in depth. It's just a thought I had. So this could have went along with our opening introductions, like as far as how our week was. I was talking with my coworkers earlier this week because we're all fairly technical minded and whatnot, and I was getting into it how I'm very sad about the state of the internet today, as opposed to it was 10 years ago. Okay. Like, excuse me, sorry. When I first started using the internet, it was probably 10 years, which was more than 10 years ago, but still. Like you would go to, you would say
you young, son.
Sorry, yeah, no.
Wow, shit, it's 2018.
Was a long time ago. Jesus Christ.
2008. What were we doing in 2008?
No, way longer than 10 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Doxy's only using the internet for like 10 years, like shit, dude. Like I was searching YouTube videos before there was a YouTube. You had to Google that shit and find it on some random ass website.
I mean, YouTube wasn't even there. But anyway, I mean, it had just started.
Yeah.
It had just started. 2007.
Was it 2007?
No, it was 2005.
It was 2005 because I was watching Naruto episodes before they came out.
2007 was the first iPhone, dude.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're right. Okay. Anyway,
isn't that weird? You think it's earlier?
No, that sounds about right.
He
Yeah.
thought it was later.
I
By
always
tidbit.
thought.
I mean, 0507.
You thought
that's
YouTube
within
or
the margin of
internet?
error.
Well, YouTube as
Oh,
well,
okay.
actually.
Okay.
Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
YouTube
man,
was
YouTube only came out.
YouTube
in,
was
like,
05.
YouTube
05.
wasn't
Yeah.
Google yet.
No,
It was- yeah, it
YouTube
wasn't
wasn't
even
Google
Google
until
yet.
like 2012, so
Yeah.
13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
but
anyways,
I'm derailing.
Discuss your thing. We're
Yeah, yeah.
derailing.
What are we even talking about? Okay,
The
so
old internet.
early
Old
internet.
internet.
The old
But no,
internet.
no. So like think about it. Like a long time ago, back in the day, you would load the internet and you would go to your favorite 10 sites or so. You would go to your.
I still do that.
Okay, and we could talk about that because
Yeah.
now, okay, so back in the day, you go to your favorite, you had all these bookmarks, all these sites that you were like very popular. You would have accounts on every forum dedicated to certain things. You would have, favorite sites about like your favorite site to get like pictures from, your favorite site to get like these videos from because YouTube wasn't
Right.
really a thing at that point.
Yeah.
So you didn't have this like collaboration of the like all the videos that you would ever see on the internet in one place. It's like, fuck, if I don't find it on this one site, I'm never going to see it again.
If it's not an E-bombs world, I don't know.
Right.
Dude, I was about to say,
if it wasn't
No, no,
if it wasn't on
no, no.
ytmd.com,
Yeah.
you weren't gonna find it. Like
No, I actually-
like memes weren't everywhere.
Yeah.
They
Right.
were only on the site. Like if you didn't see
I
it
feel your
on
pain.
this site, you
I-
didn't
yeah.
see. No, and not
No, I
not,
feel your
no,
pain.
not that it wasn't a pain.
No, I feel your pain.
No,
Like,
I missed that.
no, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I miss that too.
I missed that. So
Yeah.
you would go to the internet. And you have your 10 most popular sites for you,
Yeah.
and they were different than Chin's, Zenify's, Satchel's. Like your sites were your sites. Like we had some of the pond, so you could find all these great things that
Yeah.
like you would never see otherwise.
Right.
But now it's like, for me, honestly, when I go on the internet, I'm like, okay, I'll check out Facebook. Don't care. I check out Reddit. Whatever. I
But see,
check out.
that's what I was going to get to. You said Reddit.
Oh, sorry.
My Reddit is probably very different than his Reddit,
Oh, yeah, it is.
Satchel's.
Yeah, it
Athens.
is.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know many people that probably, because I pay for Reddit Gold because I want to see as many things on my front page of the internet as possible.
Wait a minute. You need to pay gold to see more of the Reddit? More
When
of
you
the
have Reddit
more-
Gold, you get to see more than 50 of the subreddits you are subscribed to on the front page. If
What's
you,
that what that
If
does?
you are not a part of, well, there's a lot of other little features, but if you don't have Reddit Gold, you only see an indexed maximum of 50 subreddits on your homepage before you have to go search for the subreddits yourself. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, and I mean yes. Like Reddit is the internet's jumping point,
Yeah.
which is awesome, but also not as fun because
It's definitely not as fun.
there were like dedicated communities. Like I would go looking for like about games. Like I'm like, oh fuck, I just failed on this game on Newgrounds,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about it. And there's like this one forum on this one site dedicated to this one game, and we all knew each other. We would all talk about it.
Yeah.
I had a personality and like I was a person there.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh,
The
I
still
might,
market
I
for
might
me.
be one of these random 1,500 to 1.5 million people on this random subreddit about this random game I found 10
Yeah.
years ago. It's not the same as
It's
having a
definitely
community
not the same.
dedicated. It's not the same. Like there's something. It's definitely like a lost
Lost art.
not lost art, but like it doesn't feel as personal anymore. Like the internet is
Yeah.
like as I feel like we're trying to go to. It's this giant anonymous place where like you're not a person anymore.
Yeah, you're definitely-
Well,
just
no, yeah. To that point, like whenever I'm going through Reddit and like somebody posts, I know that their username is there and available to it. Like I have blinded
Don't
myself.
give a shit about
Yeah,
their
I blinded
username.
myself to the username.
There-
I'm like, I don't give a
I
fuck.
see it a
I
lot
want
in
the OC.
comments though. I see it a lot in comments where some people are like, username checks out, or like because they, the
Yeah, but
username
that's
might be relevant.
But you only
But-
refer to the username when somebody says
Yeah.
username checks out.
Yeah. Other than that, couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear that you're looking back at the old days of the internet, because I came from BBS's
well, yeah,
Ooh, those were
where,
fun.
yeah.
where you'd have
Yeah.
to dial in to your
Telnet.
community.
Those were fun.
Well, I never telnetted. I'm talking like
Oh yeah, you're talking about like old. Okay, I had a Telnet emulator into BBS's.
right. So yeah, no, I mean, I used to run up long distance bills being a courier for Fairlight at one point in time. But at any rate, yeah,
You are
So-
the oldest person on this podcast.
I am. Yes, that is a true statement.
I mean,
there's-
pretty accurate.
There's no doubt about that one.
Username checks out.
So,
Sorry.
so it's interesting because I get what you're saying. Because at first I was like, well, it's not going to Reddit now is not that much different than going to Fark or going to Dig when it was popular, But
but it is.
Yeah.
It's an entirely different world.
It's very
Like-
different.
Like it's the same in that we're like it's a jumping off point to like a bunch of different resources, but it's different that like you don't have a community on those resources. Like now it's like, so let's say I have I go to a subreddit about a certain game, and like I'm on that subreddit about that game, and we have a discourse there. And maybe I go to like a random site about like that has like a GIF of that game or whatever, but like I don't start an account there. I just look at whatever GIF is there or whatever they're talking about, and then I come back to Reddit. And like, oh, I saw that cool thing and that was awesome. Going back into my anonymous hole. It's not the same. Like whereas opposed to like back in the day, like I had an account on like I can't remember any of them now. I can't remember. But
People
like
knew
I
you and you knew them. And,
you knew them. Like I was Doxy on those sites, and they were like, "Oh fuck, Doxy's here! Like Doxy's talking right now. We're all hanging out, having a good time."
Wait, are you sure they were like, "Oh fuck, Doxy's here," or were they like, "Oh fuck, Doxy's here"?
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. But
I'm just curious.
But they knew who you were, and you had a presence there because it was like a couple thousand people, and they knew who you were. Like you're like, "Oh, fucking Doxy's really good at this this part of the game."
It's like a village.
It's a
small
village
where everybody knows like. Pam in the general market is,
and
talking shit about
and the fucking
general store.
the developers hung out there like, oh hey, like we heard you guys talking about this, like we've implemented this because you guys have been talking a lot about this, and now it's like, okay, maybe a developer like EA does an AMA on Reddit and they get bashed into the ground. There's no response from that. They're like, okay, what if we had a bad AMA? Okay, fuck it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Reddit is its own subsection of the internet. Like it's not the same as someone getting nuked on the act. Like let's say a specific WoW forum back in the day. If you got fucking nuked there, you could be done. Like that's it for you. Like that expansion's getting cut out or whatever. Like stuff was different back then. But now it's like we had a bad marketing stunt or whatever. Like we'll just ignore that and move on to the next thing. It wouldn't have happened back then. Like there was a lot more invested in those. It was more organic and more like real people. Even though it's still real people now, it's not real because no one's as invested as it was back then. Now it's like, okay, whatever. I pop in, oh, that's cool, and then pop out, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's the one site you go to the internet, and it has all of your portals, all the other sites, but they're not portals because they're just like, you pop in, you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you pop out, and you're like, okay, I'm back on Reddit now.
Well, I think another thing too is like Reddit loads a lot of the content inline, right? So like it loads it right there in the stream, and you're like, I literally have nowhere to leave to because it's there.
Yeah,
right. It's just
I get
inline.
it. I mean, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I mean, some communities do have a little bit more of that. Like I joined the Cherokee XJ subreddit, and I got like a sticker from them that I can put on my Cherokee that I haven't done.
Awesome.
Well, some subreddits are
That's
definitely
awesome.
small enough to where you could build a community.
Yeah,
around
some
it.
some definitely put more effort in than others.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
like I mean, and even if you go to like small public, like the Vegas subreddit isn't terribly big. So like you'll know certain people, like you'll see the same faces over and over again. But like that'll get overrun.
Yeah,
like it's gonna get overrun. So like not now. When the Raiders move here, probably that's gonna get overrun. Like like it's only sustainable for so long, which is probably true of the old internet as well. Like it probably wasn't a sustainable model, but I missed that. Like having that community that you knew when you helped to foster.
Yeah.
Like 4chan back in the day, like even though it's like fucking terrible, it's like a cesspool now, and it is whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like those small communities were like, okay, I know those are the fucking weird dudes, but like I've got my thread on there that I know people, and like we can do stuff. But now it's like everyone's a cesspool in 4chan because that's the vibe it had that people picked up on. Like, okay, that's all we are now is a fucking cesspool of a site, and that's all it is. And Reddit is like this giant amalgamation of all these things that no one really cares about. But it's like, okay, well, I'll hop on these different forums because I saw something on the front page and like I'm into it now. But it's not the same as like, oh fuck, I love Command & Conquer Red Alert, and I want to talk about it.
I would love that.
I did too. I fucking love Command & Conquer Red Alert as a kid, and so I was like, oh, I'm on these forums because I'm like, oh, how'd you guys do this or whatever? But now it's like, okay, no one cares anymore. No one's at that level anymore, and they're very casual enthusiasts, which is not a problem because I mean, casual enthusiasts are also awesome. But when your community is 1 million plus, it's hard to be the little guy in that community.
Yeah.
And that's all the internet now is. Everyone's a little guy in that community.
And that's why we have clickbait. Because you have to get the attention of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like if you don't want to be the little guy, that's where clickbait is related. I'm not saying,
but I feel like that pertains more to news articles and stuff, and not community.
Yeah.
Because no one's going on a clickbait site to be part of a community.
Well, I think maybe at one time Cracked was trying to be that way. Remember Cracked?
Oh yeah.
No, I know I do. 'cause
It's still
I
around.
just read it.
I know, but I don't think it's that way anymore.
I posted an article from Crack maybe a week or two ago, and it was actually a really good article about. Fuck, I gotta find it. It was a really good article, which surprised me because Crack hasn't been good for a long number of years.
Occasionally they turn out a pretty good article.
Sometimes they have some golden nuggets.
Yeah.
And this was one a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, yeah. I know what I said. I said it on purpose.
Golden Nuggets.
Yep.
You're not a fan of Golden Nuggets?
No, I said I have golden nuggets. I always have golden nuggets. Anyway, we can still do the lightning round if you guys want to.
Yeah, we can do it real quick. Couple articles.
Right? Oh, actually, you know what I should probably do? Load up the
site.
All right, so any more comments on Doxy's old internet?
I apologize for doing that.
No, you're
Why?
good.
No. It's
a good
you're
topic.
right. I mean, like back in the day with BBSs, you had to not only be able to do it from a technical standpoint, like know how to connect
Like you had to
using
be
a modem.
part of it already. Yeah.
You had to like meet someone to give you that phone number. You know, a lot of times. I mean, yeah, people put ads up in various places and directories and whatnot, but generally speaking, like you had to know someone that knew someone, especially in the wares scene. You know, you definitely had to know someone that knows someone. So.
Okay, are you guys ready for the lightning round?
Do it.
All right, for those of you who do not know what the lightning round is, we go to zdnet.com/topic/security.
Do we surf on over there?
Get the fuck out.
Is that even a term anymore?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, and then Fox was like, well, I'm going to say it because it's 1995.
I mean, Fox is gonna put hands on you. That's fine.
I know, she's going to kick my ass later. It's fine. It's
Maybe.
fine. Anyway, we are here at zdnet.com/topic/security. We're going to give our tweets length of our opinion on the article that I read for you guys. And then we will go around robin. Who wants to start first, Doxy? I'm kidding. You want to start first, Zenify?
Sure.
All right, Zenify. All right, here we go. First article. Remember, tweets length. Never happens. Fragment smack vulnerability also affects Windows, but Microsoft patched it. I've never heard of this vulnerability.
And Microsoft patched it, so what the fuck more is there to discuss?
A thing was wrong and now it's not. Tonight at 11. Who gives a shit?
Because I mean, fear mongering, man.
I guess, yeah.
It's the top article right now.
I need an article.
All right, next one. Oh, get ready to drink. Here we go. Blockchain betting app mocks competition for getting hacked. Gets hacked for 4 days later.
Blockchain betting app mocks. I mean, why do that?
Anytime you walk into a bar and say, I can kick anybody's ass here, someone's going to kick your ass.
Yeah. That's pretty much the same thing here.
Yeah.
It was literally like the McAfee thing from like 2 weeks ago. He's
Yes,
like,
yeah.
This coin is, or this wallet is
Unhackable.
unhackable.
Yeah.
Fucking days later, shit's hacked.
Dude, it's because you have like millions of hackers around the world saying, oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Who
Beer.
doesn't love a challenge?
Hold my
Yeah.
beer.
That's literally why hackers do what they do.
Don't challenge the internet.
Yeah.
We've literally got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true statement. All right, here we go. Next one. Let's see. Data breaches affect stock performance in the long run, study says.
I don't believe. Okay, I don't believe that.
I mean, I guess we could go look at the most recent data breach.
A year later, Equifax, they're
fine.
They're fucking fine.
Well, so British Airways was hacked last week. How the
And-
fuck are they
Wait,
doing?
is Equifax a publicly traded company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
and they're probably doing better than ever right now. People. If we went on the streets tomorrow, like, hey, how did the Equifax data breach affect you? They're like, the what?
Yeah, they don't know.
10 times out of 10, guaranteed. People don't care. They don't care.
Yeah. I would go along with that.
Got none on that.
Yeah.
All right, let's make this one the last article, only because I don't want to keep scrolling. All right, next one. DDoS attacks. Students blamed for many university cyber attacks.
It turns out that college students do computer stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's why.
Like the most obvious shit in
I
the
mean,
world.
yeah, there's probably purpose.
Yeah, it was kind of
behind
obvious.
it, but I mean, yeah, it's.
The thing I think about with this article is, the hackers coming from inside the university.
Yeah, they're hackers. This is like war games. Anyone?
Exactly.
Sneakers? Remember that?
I can't believe how young Matthew Broderick was. You said war games.
Oh yeah,
That was Matthew Broderick, dude.
It was.
Oh, look at me knowing some shit about movies.
That's one in a
the,
row.
The one time. The one time.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
I don't fucking know. Huh?
Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy.
Who's Ali Sheedy?
Oh,
Okay, next.
All right.
Next,
Anyway,
next,
that's
next.
okay.
Don't
Well, that's the
start
last.
that.
That's the last one. All right, so that brings us to the end of the lightning round, which, as you all know, brings us to the end of the show. We have run out of time, but never out of shit to say. So join us again next week, like every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. here at the Sin Shop. That's 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Don't worry about it being in Henderson. We are still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace. Go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Go to meetup.com. Why do I do that? Oh, that's because I thought I had Sinshop behind us. Anyway, go to meetup.com/Sinshop for information on meetups, the 3D printing classes, the lockpick nights. I think we have something coming up here on cryptography in the near future. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on. And for information on us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. Also, I'm sorry, remember to join the Discord. And if you don't know what that is, go to Greynoise, because the link's on there. Anyway, my name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
Hey, Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
Good night, everybody.
Sunglasses, please.
I have no idea.